I did have 3 more Shining Legends pin collection boxes of Zoroark, and also 2 other products that I did have, but unfortunately I just got scammed recently. So I lost 3 Zoroark pin collection boxes, 1 Raichu GX box, and also the Blastoise GX box. So all up I got scammed $300, and it was unfortunate. So I just want to share my experience and just make awareness of scamming, what you can do to prevent it, ways around it. So I'll just get right into it. So what happened was I listed something on Gumtree because I just wanted to sell it to move around and get some other products that I could. So what happened was I listed, had 2 listings, one of the Shining Legends Zoroark pin collections. There was 3 of those, and another ad for the Blastoise GX box, and also the Raichu Shining Legends box. So all up there's 5 of them, and the price of it was, the resale value was about $300. And so I listed it on Gumtree. I had all of these people, not all these people, but people were messaging me, can you do this, do that, and then there's one person didn't ask for money, or he wanted to do a trade. I was like, oh, I've never done this before, and what he offered was pretty good, so I couldn't resist that. And I was just in the emotions of focusing on getting that, and then logic was just out the window for this one. And so this person mentioned a trade. He just asked me if I wanted to do that. I said, yeah, why not? What do you got to offer? So he showed me some original WotC or Wizards of the Coast loose packs of both Jungle and Fossil. So this was the back he showed me, and this was the front. So I said, oh yeah, this seems like a pretty decent deal. So why would I say no to that? You know, like me offering modern products and him offering some vintage stuff. I was like, yeah, that deal is good. I mean, I feel like I was getting the better end of the deal. So that's really what got me through this. So so he showed me those photos. I asked him where he lived. He lived in a different state, and we still kept on talking. And oh yeah, and I asked him for a timestamp. So timestamp is something that when you sell a product and someone asks for a timestamp, you have a little piece of paper or some sort of evidence of your full name and also the date that you're selling it. So at the time it was the 22nd of October, and he didn't put his full name, but I was like, whatever, that's good enough. He asked me what a timestamp was, but that's alarm bells right there, because if he didn't know, he wouldn't have done that. So you may put your full name and the full date. So obviously the day, the month, and the year. So I kind of did that. So I was like, yeah, it seems like legit. And I was just checking if these were resealed or not, but they don't look like they've been tampered with, because the crimps look unaffected. Doesn't look like it's been tampered with at all. And so yeah, so while we were just going through the conversation, I did mention to him one of the Zoroark pin collection boxes had a slight rip in the box. So there it is, because I'm quite trustworthy. I just want to let the buyer know what they're getting. So in case if they get it, be like, oh, why is there a rip in the box? So I just wanted to let them know that there was a rip, there was a slight rip to the box, so that they wouldn't be upset and they're aware of it. But he was happy with it. The 2 other boxes were fine, and the Raichu and the Blastoise boxes wasn't an issue, so he was happy with that. So because sometimes when you have a little slight tear, they might want to like lower the value, so to give you less. So I understand, because if it's a collection piece, you want everything to be in minty condition. So we're both happy with the transaction. So he was happy of giving me his products, I was happy to give mine. So we decided to go through Australian Post, both of us providing tracking numbers, so that way it's legitimate. So this is me packaging it because we're happy with the deal. It's going through. So there we are. So that's the right shoe one in the top corner, and then the 3 pin collections from Shining Legends on Zoroark, and there's the Blastoise one. And yeah, I think I was just packaging. So that's the end product of me packaging the 5 products. So 3 blue and 2 clear bubble wrap. And that's just me. So I went to the shed, managed to find an empty box, which was good. Put my items in there. So at the bottom there would have been some, there was some bubble wrap and some air packs. So that's and not just on the bottom, but I put them on all the sides because with the box they can rattle and damage the items. So I was just a bit cautious of that. So I did put bubble wrap and airbags just on all sides, all 4 sides, and then. Oh yeah, and then he was like, oh yes, I sent him that, and he was like, oh yeah, how about I'll chuck in these for you, because he felt like he was getting a better deal, but yeah, I should have seen that coming. So he threw in these Tapu Kokos, and they have Guardian Rising booster packs. Not the best, but you know, I was happy to take them. I said to him, you didn't have to, it's up to you, it doesn't bother me, but he threw them in, well, yeah, he offered that. So that's the final product. So I put some bubble wrap and also an airbag on top so that this box doesn't move up and down or sideways. And this is him just packaging everything. I mean, he just went through all the trouble. I was like, yeah, this guy seems legit. And he did the packaging as well. So I did tell him that he had to post first and send me the tracking before I sent mine, and he was happy with that. And I think the next day he made some sort of excuse saying that he couldn't do it if I could post it first. So I was like, nah, I'm sorry. The agreement was you post it first and I'll post it because I'm the seller. And he was like, that's fine. And he's like, oh, just no more messing around. He's just being a bit aggressive with the messages because I was meant to send it on Monday, both express, and then finally we had the product. So this is next day. He showed me that he was at the post office because he had to get a box. He put the items in, and there's the airbags and everything, and the 4 other products. So that's kind of the final end. And he put it all in there, and then yeah, he was at the post office at the time, supposedly at the post office. And it's just evidence of him at the post officing. But this one's a bit sus, this picture, because he sent me other pictures of him writing my address details on the box. But this one's got an empty box there, there's no details. Yeah. And yeah, that's just, yeah, he sent me that another one of the tracking number, so I was happy with that. And he paid for it as well, so like $21 for the tracking number on posting as well. And yeah, as soon as I saw that, I went straight to the post office. So that was during my lunch break. I packaged everything and then paid for express. All up, it was close to $70. It was a big hit to the wallet. So I did that, and I sent him the tracking number, and he was happy that we talked. And the next day, I was checking the Ozpost app to see if that it's been sent or not. So I saved his tracking number, saved my tracking number, and his tracking number that he sent to me, it was still pending, which was a bit bizarre. So I checked mine, and mine was being delivered, and it was just so strange. I didn't get it, but and then he said, oh no, it's probably something up, and then he sent me a print screen, and then yeah, it was fine on his end, but yeah. Anyway, so then I checked the next day, and then at the end of the day, mine already got delivered to his house, like in the late afternoon. And what he sent me, it was still pending. I was like, oh, this is not good. I think he scammed me. And I messaged him, sent him all these messages, and just ghosted me. He just didn't respond to me, which was left a bad taste in my mouth, and wasn't happy. I was pretty emotional. I was at the point where I was thinking about leaving the hobby and never going back, because if there's people like this that just scam people and take advantage of people's good heart, it was just something I didn't want to continue. And as I said before, I just left a bad taste in my mouth. I was very upset, and I almost left the hobby because of that. But luckily for me, it wasn't a large amount of money. I mean, it is a large amount of money, but there's when I was talking to, so after that I tried to contact the police told me to contact Gumtree, and when I was talking to the admin at the police station, she said that people have lost thousands, and I was like, wow, that's a lot of money, and I was fortunate enough to only lose a smaller scale in comparison to that, and yeah, I was hit hard. I was disappointed. Didn't know what to do. But I'm happy enough to be the victim of this whole experience, and I just want to just shed some light on this and share my take of it, of what you can do, or if you come into a situation where you try and sell a product. So here are some suggestions, guys. If you list anything online, just make sure that if it's too good to be true, it usually is a scam. There's something like it, because usually people would trade something of equal value, and if I had sold him my $300 worth of products, he could have just sold me a booster pack, which is probably worth equivalent to that amount. Two is like more than that, it's like double, so about $600 approximately. I mean, I haven't checked the recent sold listings of how much being sold, but I would say I would have to sell double of what I sold to make it equivalent to what he sold to me. And yeah, if something like that is too good to be true, generally it is too good to be true that you fall into the traps, because it's the emotions that get to you, and then logic just leaves you. You just want that, and you don't care about anything else. Like whatever excuses he makes, it's believable. He was saying he was going to school or something, and then his mum had to pick him up, and if I read that on a normal day, that seems pretty sus. And him saying that he doesn't have Facebook, and that when he did have Facebook, it was just for Marketplace, and Marketplace wasn't working. Marketplace was always working on Facebook, and I fell for the trap. But I usually just take people's word for it. So, but things you can learn from this is when you do sell something online, just do it through PayPal with goods and services, so that you're protected. So that way, whatever happens, you're protected, and you'll get your money back. Another thing is to have a middleman to oversee everything, even if it's big or small. You just want to be protected, and just to be sure, because ever since Logan Paul did his big box break opening with the first edition base set, as soon as people saw the amount that he was selling in the packs, or how much he bought the box for, it's just people will take advantage of that and try to scam people, because people invest in the hobby or just starting, and then they get people, and I was one of the victims. So just wanted to share that, and I don't want any of you guys to fall into the same trap. So that's one. So you can do PayPal goods and services so that you're protected. Have a middleman to oversee everything, and just get some evidence. Maybe ask for an ID or something, just to make sure it checks out. And another thing is to get references, because a lot of people, they go on Facebook groups, and it's good to ask someone like, oh hey, have you heard of this guy? Can you vouch for him, or just get some references, so it's like proof that that person's legit and hasn't swindled people or taken advantage of people or scammed people. So that's another way of doing it, is through references, because it just builds the trustworthiness of people. Because there's going to be people out there who are legitimately trustworthy and wouldn't scam you at all. But people try to scam you, but I've got caught in it. So that's my experience on it. That's my take on it. So guys, this has made me more logical. So when I am to try to sell things, I will go through a process of asking for references, and also asking for details. And if things that just seem a bit sus, you don't have Facebook, or you did use Marketplace but it didn't work, then it seems a bit sus, and it does ring alarm bells. So definitely we'll go through a lengthier process. As you just gotta be patient. And another thing I'll suggest is, if you're trying to sell some Pokemon cards, if you know someone that's like a good friend or a relative who's in the hobby as well, just ask for their advice, or ask for friends or groups, ask for their opinion on this sale, and just kind of maybe not show them everything, but just let them know like what's been happening, if this person does seem legit or if he's going to scam you. I think that's another good way, is to share your experience before you're going to sell, and then tell them if they think it's legitimate or not legitimate, and that way they have their own take of it, because they're not in the emotions of selling something. They can see things from a logical point of view. So that's one way of doing it. So just try to eliminate if it seems sus, and if it's too good to be true. Usually it's too good to be true, because people trade usually of equal value. Rarely would you sell something of low value to something that's high value, unless you're new to it, you don't know, you don't have experience, you don't have logic. So that's all I have to share for you guys, is to one, be protected with goods and services on PayPal. Don't just do friends and family, or don't do bank transfers or bank wire. Two, just ask someone who's close to you, or a good friend, or someone that you know on your Facebook or social media. Ask them for their advice as well, if they're trustworthy. Check references if other people have bought from that person, so they can vouch for them. And that's another way. And also what's the other one? Yeah, that's pretty much it. And also, you can ask for a middleman as well to see if they can help out with the transaction. That's another option as well. But just to be more cautious with this, guys, because this can happen to a lot of us, especially just starting out, and it happened to me. So I just want to share my experience and share awareness of this whole scamming experience that I had, and don't wish this upon anyone. And just honestly, guys, once again, if you can, just leave a comment or message me if you were to make a transaction. I'll try to help you out and see if it's legitimate or a scam. So that's all I have for you guys. So guys, I hope you're having a wonderful day, wonderful night, wonderful evening, wonderful morning, wherever you are across the world. So thanks for watching, and let's just share this and make people aware that scams are still around, because wherever there's people put money into, people just try to take advantage of that and just make counterfeit things, or just take advantage of people, and that's just the way it is. But guys, once again, thanks for watching. Appreciate you spending time with me. You can. So if you just leave a comment below if you're about to purchase something. I'm happy to help out, go out my way, and all that. So as always, keep safe, stay out of trouble, and I'll see you on the next one.